blinded right now. The sun is like directly in my eyes, so I'm gonna try not to be looking at the camera too much just because it's like already one distraction. But I'm back. If you have been following what I've been doing, you might not know, you might, that I was just on vacation. So I just got back yesterday. I went to Panama with my sister, so it was really, really fun. And I wanted to tell you guys a little about my trip. I know I haven't posted in like a week, so I thought it would be nice to do this first little vlog back about what I did, you know, that kind of good stuff. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, because it's the most relevant in my mind, is my motion sickness. Like, I just have to complain about this more. I don't know if any of you experience motion sickness. I do. My mom does. My sister does. And with flying specifically, and at this point in my life, I think I get it the worst. I remember when my mom, well, when we were all younger, I was gonna say when my mom was younger, when we were all younger, we would go to like Michigan Adventure, Cedar Point, like that type of place, roller coasters, and my mom would be like, I cannot get on. Or she would do like a ride and then be sick all day. And I remember being like, what? Like, no way you're that sick. But I get motion sickness nowadays so badly. So the flight there was fine. We flew from Detroit to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to Panama City. So the first flight was like 2 hours, and the next flight was like 4 hours. But it wasn't that bad the first day because I was prepared. Like, my golden rule for myself is that I cannot fly on an empty stomach. Like, I figured it out enough to know that like that is not going to be good. So we were able to get Starbucks and like a little snack pack before we left. So I got on the plane, felt good. Before our next flight, I think we got McDonald's. So McDonald's breakfast. So I was all set for those flights. I was a little motion sick. Usually take off and touch down. I'm a little bit sick with, but it's bearable for the most part. Sorry, there's police cars going by. It's bearable for the most part, but on the way back, our flight was super early and we woke up late, so we didn't have time to get a snack, right? That was the first thing. And then it also depends on the pilot, and some people are going to be like, what does that mean? And I will explain. It depends how the person is flying, like, because sometimes you'll see like, I wonder what's going on. All these cop cars are like blowing through here. That's the third one, and I see 2 more coming up. I'm just pulling over to the side of the road. But if you fly a lot, you'll just notice that sometimes certain flights you'll be like the whole plane will be like this, like you're looking out your window and it's like the ground is down, you know what I mean? Not like sky, it's like sky, ground. Or like you'll notice that when they're going up, it's not like this, like they'll go up and level out, go up and level out. And it's just that feeling of like when you're on the roller coaster, when it's like your hair feels like it's going up and then down. It's just, it was really bad for me for whatever reason on this first flight from Panama City to Atlanta, and it was 4 hours. So by the time we got there, I was like, and it was partially the pilot, I do believe, but also he had told us like there would be some rough air coming into Atlanta. So the last 20-30 minutes of the flight, like our whole descent, I was like, my head was just killing me. It's cop car number 5. My head was just killing me, and it got to the point where I was like, I'm gonna throw up. Like, my sister took off her t-shirt, right, and would like give it to me and was trying to get me to puke into it, and I was like, it was taking everything I had in me to keep it down. Like, I started gagging. That's why she was like, take my t-shirt, like throw up into it, it's not a big deal, like I'll just throw it away. And I was like, no, like I'm gonna try to keep it down. But it was like, ugh. And then I'd like swallow, ugh. And it was like I just could not. I'm almost getting a little bit sick thinking about how sick I was. This was just yesterday. And so my sister, because we didn't have a bag or anything, but then a stewardess came by and my sister was like, can we get a bag, like she's gonna be sick? And they gave me one, and then I just had it on my lap and like had my head in my hands and was just trying to like keep it down. And when we finally landed was when I started like sweating. Like, I had to take my shirt off. I was just like in my sports bra waiting for people to get off the plane, because if you fly or you have flown, you know how freaking long it takes just to load and unload the plane. So I was like just holding on for my dear life, because so this is another funny story, also motion sickness, but this was my sister. So if you guys remember, I did a vlog of my family going to Maine. I'm literally being blinded right now. Of my family going to Maine. We drove there and it was like 20 hours. My sister was all the way in the back. And this was my trip for graduating from college, so my whole family went, but we decided to drive. And my sister got so motion sick in the far back that she threw up. And me and my brother were just like, oh, like what the, like it was just disgusting, right? Like, it's just disgusting. Vomit definitely has a smell, and that was in like a close space, so it wouldn't have been as bad on the plane, but it was like everyone on that plane was closer to me than I was in the car with my sister, because a car you just have more space. Like a plane, you're literally packed in. So I was just trying for like the sake of other people, because if somebody threw up by me and I was already feeling motion sick on a plane, I would throw up, and I didn't want it to be like a chain reaction or like piss people off, just like out of courtesy. That's why I was trying so hard not to throw up, but got in there and it was like we went straight to a bathroom and I vomited all over the place, and it was like on an empty stomach, so it wasn't really all over the place. It was like I was just dry heaving pretty much. 1 second, I'm gonna get my coffee and we'll continue. Something that just came out, the lavender thing, but I don't like oat milk, so I'm gonna see if I can substitute it or something. Do I want to do that? What is the opposite of oat milk or almond milk? Is it just cream? Or is it like 2%? I don't really know. I usually stick with.
What can I get for you?
Hi, can I do a grande iced lavender oat milk latte? But can I sub just like 2% milk for the oat milk?
Do you want the lavender one?
Yes.
Okay. So grande ice, lavender cream matcha, but you want 2% instead of oat milk.
And not the matcha one, just the latte.
So you want the latte?
They're both lavender, right?
They're both white?
Lavender?
Yes.
Yeah, just the latte, but with milk instead of oat milk. Thank you.
Anything else?
That's it.
6 cents.
Sorry. I don't know why that was confusing. Maybe I said something wrong without realizing it. Oops. was on vacation. I don't know how I did it. I'm always hurting my nails. They're slow in here today. Me and my sister on vacation were talking that we saw that they had the new lavender drinks and we wanted to try one. No scones today.
610 for you?
Hi.
You want a straw?
Yes, please.
Sorry, I could not hear you at the speaker.
That's okay. I was thinking I might have said something wrong.
There you go.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
You too. I love when people will say something like that, like, oh, sorry, because I'm always the one, like, I feel like in every relationship I have, or like in any circumstance like that, I just assume that I've, like, made the issue, like, you know, or if I'm having a fight with, like, someone in my family, like, you know, my boyfriend, a friend, whatever, I'm like, listen, I'm sorry. Like, I'm so fine being the bigger person. Like, I don't care enough to fight, so I'm always like, oh, sorry, my bad. And I felt bad that I could, and I felt like she was a little bit annoyed when she was saying something over the thing. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, okay, so I was in the bathroom, threw up, right? And I'm like, don't feel better at all. It actually was worse each time we got off the plane because it was like I was still moving, like horrible. And I had my head down for so long that it was like anytime I was lifting my head up and like being a part of the world, it was like way worse. So I kept having to like look down. And when we got to Atlanta, we had to go through customs or whatever it is when you're coming from another country, and it was like filled with people. But there was, so in Panama when we got to customs, it was super slow, and in America it was really fast. But there was still a huge line, so I knew it was gonna be like 30 minutes at least. 30 minutes with my heavy backpack on. I'm like sick as heck. Like, I've got my plastic bag literally still holding it out, and I hear from one of the lanes that he's moved people through really fast. He's like, let some more Americans through. He was like 10 of them. And then the lady came right to where I was standing. There were so many people ahead of me in this line, right to where we were standing, and opened up the thing and was like, all right, you guys go. And we were like the first ones through with this line of like 50 people probably in front of us. And I turned around to my sister, like almost crying. Like, I literally almost started crying. I was like, that was literally God looking out for us. Like, if I had to stand in this line, oh my God, like it just would have made it so much worse. So finally we went and sat down. We got to our gate, got through customs, got to our gate, and my sister went and got some Wendy's for us. And I was just sitting there and I was like, I actually don't know how I'm going to make it through this flight. Like, I don't want to have to throw up, but it was like I was so sick and I knew I had 2 hours left to go. I was just so worried about, like, was I gonna make it? Like, how was I gonna be comfortable? Because I knew I had like the aisle seat, and everybody knows that the window seat is what you want, especially if you're feeling sick, because then maybe you can sleep. Every other seat, it's like, you know. But I got through it. I spent the whole second flight, I had my neck pillow up against the seat in front of me with my head against it and then my hands covering my eyes for 2 hours. So my back, sorry, this road is so bumpy. So my back was literally like this, like a hunchback. And my back hurts today, but it was the only position where I was like, my head felt a little bit better. And the flight actually went relatively quickly, thank God. But yeah, it was just, that was like the flight day from hell. It was awful. And I said this to my sister, I was like, I don't know if you guys know that your brain remembers, I don't know the statistic of it, like I can't remember the percentage, but it's like for example, it's like your brain remembers negative memories and emotions like 80% more or something like that than positive. So it's like, that's why you'll remember, like, I'll remember that forever. I will literally never forget how sick I felt to be literally throwing up on the plane. Just, oh my God, it was awful. But that was the worst part of the trip. The rest of my trip was fantastic. I said thank you to my sister so many times for taking me. If you guys don't know, my sister is in sales, so that was one of her incentive trips. Like, you get to, sorry, my alarm went off. But basically for her company, you sell a certain amount and then your reward is a trip. So this is actually my third trip with her I've been on. I'm so spoiled. And she is very good at her job. Where is this car? Another police, that's 6 cars with sirens that have passed us now. But yeah, I got to go with her and I was very, very lucky. I thought maybe I would talk about the trip a little bit more, but like the actual trip, not just the traveling there. But I am gonna do, I recorded like a vlog for my ASMR channel, so I don't want to say too much, but it was beautiful. We ate and drank and laid by the pool the whole time. We didn't really do much else. Like, we were very, very chill. Like, we were just there to relax, and we did. We both got horrible sunburns on our chest, even though we were wearing 50 sunscreen. That's one thing I'm trying to do starting now. I've always neglected my sunscreen, and I just feel like I can already see it on myself, like, you know, sun damage. So we were lotioned up the entire time, but my chest got scorched day one, and so did my sister's. But besides that, it was really fun. Really good food. It was all inclusive. So if you guys have been to an all inclusive place, it's just awesome. Like, to not have to worry about paying. It's already taken care of, especially when it's taken care of on my sister's company's dime. It's just awesome. And like, they bring you, you know, like your food to the pool, or it's just, it was great. But that is it, guys. I'm about to be home and I'm gonna watch Harry Potter this morning. I watched The Sorcerer's Stone on the plane with my sister on the flight from Atlanta to Detroit. Because on vacation, she was reading the first Harry Potter book on her Kindle. She was like, I think I'll just read them again. So she read the whole book. And then we watched it on the plane. And then when I got back last night, I was still so sick. So I just laid on the couch all night. Like, had blankets down in case I threw up and stuff. And watched The Chamber of Secrets. But I fell asleep like halfway through. So I'm going to watch the back end of that. And then later today, I'm going to get lunch with Maggie and go over to her house and do laundry, because my laundry situation at my apartment is not good. But anyways, that's going to be it for this vlog. Thanks for hanging out, guys, and I'll see you next time. I'll try to get at least one other video up this week, okay? Mark my words. You will get another video from me this week, all right? Okay, I will talk to you guys later.